Let go from the bitterness and change your attitude.
Long time people them used to say, what's sweet that the goat have a running belly, so simmer down.
Control your temper.
Simmer down.
No, the battle will be hotter.
Simmer down.
And you won't get no supper.
Simmer down. Simmer, simmer, simmer right down. Simmer down. Oh, oh, oh.
You hear me now? Let me tell you something. Long time I tell you, simmer down and cut your speed.
Calm down just for a moment, take a breath, you have to breathe.
Society get the best of you mixed up with greed.
Fighting for what you want, not what you need.
Long time empty barrel and make the most sound.
So many try to follow and end up underground.
You moving in circles like a merry-go-round.
Now you are reaching for a straw and you find out that
you fresh sound. WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997. Rise and shine. Let's get ready to take on the day. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
All right. We are back with you for another day, a Wednesday morning here in beautiful SVG. In studio, you have Dianna, Cain, and myself, Roleza Samuel. And already on the line, we have Mr. Philbert Peejohn, who will provide us with his commentary for today. So, Peejohn, good morning to you.
Good morning, Miss Samuel. Good morning, Miss Cain. And I am wishing that you have a wonderful day. My question this morning is, what should we expect from representatives in the parliamentary opposition? This question was prompted by what happened a few days ago. Now, a few days ago, you interviewed Attorney General Grenville Williams in his capacity as a prospective candidate for the ULP in South Leeward. Now, you did a fantastic job, and Mr. Williams handled himself very well. He came across as an attractive candidate who is clearly ready for the job, but could boast of so many developmental projects in the constituency. I was struck by his representative, who appears obsessed with roads. Now, apart from complaining about roads and footpaths in the respective communities, what else can nature do as a member of the opposition? Now, I am sure that Mr. Williams is aware that the functions of the opposition include opposing the government on measures with which they do not agree, cooperating with the government where they think it is in the country's best interest to do so, scrutinizing proposed legislation carefully and suggesting improvement, mobilizing public opinion against proposals they think are against the country's interests, presenting ideas and solutions for problems as an alternative government, keeping watch on the government to ensure transparency and accountability. So essentially, the opposition is expected to hold the government to account by publicizing examples of bad governance. This is done during parliamentary debates or through the media and political rallies. The opposition's aim is to let the government and the electorate know that it is ready and willing to provide the country with better government. In so doing, the opposition seizes every opportunity to show up the government weaknesses and faults. It is also able to propose alternative measures to those of the government. To paraphrase Dr. Gonzalez, this is something he said several occasions many years ago. The role of the opposition is to expose the government, oppose their policies, propose better policies, and depose the regime when it becomes necessary. Simply put, expose, oppose, propose, and depose. Now, opposition parliamentarians are not provided with resources to undertake projects in their respective constituencies. They are at the mercy of the relevant minister. Meanwhile, the caretakers, such as Grenville, who are linked to the government, have no such issue. That is why Mr. Williams could boast of so many projects, although he is not the representative. And that is my rant for the day. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Peejohn. Peejohn, don't run off yet. I have a question though, not even in keeping with this. On Sunday when I was listening to the program, the conversation of moving Carnival, or when Carnival was moved from the pre-Lenten season to after. I can't remember if it was you or Mr. Providence who had mentioned something happening at Gished in 1972. I think it was the Calypso finals.
1976.
What happened? Because you guys said,
No.
well, we all know what happened. And I'm there like, no, we all don't know what happened because I'm so much younger than you guys are. So what happened then?
Beckett, although he was the reigning monarch, Calypso King we call it then, I think he was heckled aboard for his performance because he did a song, Videt Must Duck.
Oh. So there was a kick up.
River Videt Must Duck. She's a wicked ducker, Videt Tucker. And it was quite popular leading up to the night. But I think it was overdone, and Beckett's performance didn't really make him any friends that night. That is what I think that you guys were talking about.
Oh, okay. All right. So thanks for filling us in. Thank you very much.
All right. Yeah.
All
Okay,
right.
all the best.
Okay, to you too. Thanks. Well, my mother says she was there. Well. Good morning to you, mommy. All righty. All right, so yes, we are here with you for Activating Mornings on a beautiful Wednesday morning. As we look outside, I'm currently seeing in my line of vision 2 yachts passing. All right, so yeah, we are here.
Lovely. Is it the same one from this morning? No,
girl, that was a super yacht. That's what I said. You need to keep up, Dianna. Keep up.
I'm sorry.
These are yachts. What we saw this morning was a super yacht. All right, so yes, we are here with you, Dianna. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Roleza. Good morning to everyone listening to the Clean Fresh Sound. I hope that you are all doing well this morning as usual. And if you're not doing well spiritually, vibically, that's my word. Yes, vibically. Then Roleza and I are always here every morning 6 to 10 to make everything okay. If you're not okay by the end, I don't know.
Join us again tomorrow morning. All right, so let's just get into a bit of the commentary, coming from what Peejohn said. Dianna, any thoughts that you wish to share?
Well, I'm glad that Peejohn did that, made the list of some of the things that the opposition is responsible for, because for me personally, oftentimes I don't get that from them. I feel like they're just focused on perhaps maybe just 1 or 2 of those things that he listed there, and so sometimes I was a bit confused. But
you mean as in what is the role of the opposition?
Yeah, yeah. So I'm glad that he made that list this morning. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking maybe they don't. Like I said yesterday, I often get from the opposition where they would highlight problems of the government, which is one of their tasks, but I don't get them proposing solutions. And I was telling myself, maybe Dianna, they just don't want other people to hear their plans, because I usually don't hear much of the plans for them. I know of just the one where they say supposedly to sort out the debt problem, the citizenship by investment. But other than that, I can't think of
you mean concrete plans being proposed?
Many other things. Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. But I do get a lot of the oppose and expose part. Certainly.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So I take that and I hear that. I think one of the challenges, as Peejohn correctly said, members of parliament who are in the opposition, on the opposition side, they are not given, as far as I know, and I think he said that in his quote unquote rant, that they're not given money for the constituency. They're not given a constituency fund, right? Yeah. And while it is, I'm not in agreement with it, I can also understand why they're not given one, because what they would never want to have is that the opposition MP showing up, maybe the member of parliament, right? Or showing up that they're actually doing work within their constituency. Many of us would complain, let's say, about roads. They would never be given money to fix roads because they would not, you would never have anybody saying, okay, so as an opposition member, I have been integrally involved in fixing these roads. You would never want to have that coming from the opposition, right? So I think that there are many things within the constituency, unless they're able to galvanize funds from within the community itself or from folks from the diaspora, it is going to be a challenge. And additionally, there are many things that the government might just put a halt to. Because if you see work is actually being done and it makes that opposition member look good, they might actually try to put a halt to whatever it is being done. So, that is also something else that we have to look at. Now, I'm not saying it's correct, because I do think that it's somewhat unfair to a constituency MP who has won his seat, who has gotten the support of his constituents, that it looks as if he is not doing anything when he is probably trying to. So maybe all that many of them can do is come to parliament and advocate for their constituents.
Well, yeah, I agree with that. But I think that even in opposition, or at least I am thinking, wouldn't it be a good idea while you are in opposition to find a way to do some of these things to give yourself some extra points, so that when election time comes and you're starting to say, well, vote for me because so and so, it's not a case where people are saying, oh, they now come out to ask us to vote for them, but they can say, well, throughout the years, I have been seeing, even though they are not in power and they don't have the funds to do what we would want them to do, they have been trying and they have been making an effort. And if they try to do something and the government does put a stop to it, couldn't that be used as fuel or ammunition to say, hey, we tried and they said no and they stopped us, and things like that?
It can be, but I think where it is going to happen more is, let's say, in social events. Now, I am not necessarily just saying that it could only happen for social events, because I think that there are things that they could be doing. They could be hosting seminars. They could be hosting skills training events. Yeah. They can be doing exhibitions for persons who have small businesses within their communities. So these are things that they can be doing, instead of just throwing their hands up and saying that nothing can be done. But in terms of concrete, long-lasting infrastructural things, they would put a halt to it. They being the members of government or the ruling party would put a halt to it. All right. I see somebody here commenting. So why non-elected persons like Grenville get funds?
I cannot answer.
Is it that he got funds, or has he been able to strongly advocate that things be done, right? I don't know how to correctly answer that one. So maybe if Mr. Williams is listening, he could call in and explain exactly how it is he was able to galvanize funds and advocate for things to be done within that constituency, or within the constituency which he is now running for. All right.
I don't think this is on in response. This one is with the Beckett thing from before.
Oh, okay. So
So the person, as it relates to the Beckett one, somebody said that was a setup. They thought that Beckett was competing and they were afraid that he would win the crown, but he wasn't. That was the other singers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So every carnival, even back then, was full of bacchanal, right? Let's say confusion. Vincey's would say full of confusion. All right. And just to quickly touch on, and speaking of carnival, we just want to extend our congratulations to Mr. Rodney Small, who has been appointed as the new CEO of the Carnival Development Corporation. All right. So this announcement was made on Monday, and many of us are familiar with Rodney Small. Many of us are familiar with his excellent coordination and his excellent orchestration of events. All right. And I am pleased to see that he has been given the opportunity in this position. Now, I do note that being excellent in your job also comes with a lot of other factors. It's not just about what you, the individual, would want to do or what you, the individual, would want to see happen, but it also comes with other factors such as funding, etc. Right? But it would just be interesting to see how creative he becomes in his role and how the support that he gets from the other members of the executive. But I'm happy to see that he has at least been given this opportunity. And I think as many persons who are familiar with his line of excellence to see what he would bring forth or what he would bring to the table as a younger member, as a new, he's not new in the industry, but as a younger member taking this particular helm, at this helm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just commendations to him, and looking forward to seeing how, Carnival is going to be upgraded for this year. Yeah.
All right, so we are going to head on out at this time as it is 7:35, and it's time for us to bring to you today's traffic talk.
99.